Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? It is Thursday, June 25th, and this is your daily financial news updates. Remember, we are shooting for 100 thumbs up, so if you can do me a favor, hit that thumbs up real quick, that would be great. And as a rewards for your quick effort, we are going to be talking at 8 a.m. Saturday for a live stream that is 100% based on your questions. So it is Thursday. It looks like we are going to make the 100 thumbs up for each of the daily videos. So I need your questions. You can leave your question on any and all of the daily financial news of the week. I will review them tomorrow and get ready for our discussion on Saturday. So ask your questions. I think last week had 31 questions. I forget, maybe it was 21. I think it was 21 questions that we went through. So feel free, put them down. I will do my best to get to each and every one of them by the end of our hour. It's actually pretty fun because I just take the questions as they come in and we just riff for an hour. So I look forward to doing that. Again, you got to hit the thumbs up. We got to get to 100. Maybe someday we'll get to 200. Wow, that'd be pretty cool. But anyways, June 25th, it is a Thursday, so that means we got to start with the unemployment claims. I don't know, kind of two sides of a coin. It is the 14th week. We're over 1 million new unemployment claims. I really, really hope we're not getting used to this, right? 14 weeks is a long time. We got 1.48 million. By my count or by my memory, that's up from last week. I thought last week was like 1.35 million, which kind of breaks our trend line. Again, a single data point, in any one week could be noisy, so I will look to see if that accelerates next week. If that accelerates next week, we probably have a growing problem because it means the second order that I've often feared, right? That second ripple in the pond is picking up steam, and that would be ungood. On the good news, though, the number that we should be talking about, I brought this up for the first time probably 6 or 7 weeks ago, the continuing claims. That is the number that is going to be a driving factor, or should be probably the largest driving factor. And that number broke 20 million on the good side, right? It was 20.5 million, I think, and had been over 20 million for, I want to say 5 or 6 weeks. But it is now 19.52 million. So again, the more important number for us is continuing claims, and that did break under 20 million. It actually reduced by 767,000 people. So that's a big one. I think last week it was only down like 57,000 or something. So almost, well, actually, yeah, it is 750,000 people went back to work, if you believe the continuing claims. So it is interesting to see that happen. Biggest surge was in California. I did not expect that. California has been slowly opening up. I believe most of the state is in what our governor calls phase 2, but that's not good, right? California is in trouble, man. The policies of our governor are, for the most part, insane, and he certainly doesn't listen to his citizens very well. I think he likes to talk to a microphone. He likes to use fancy words. He likes to be on TV, but he thinks you can legislate good behavior, and he's disappointed when that doesn't happen. And he's a problem for California. I put much of what's going on in California on his shoulders, and that is unfortunate. Another couple of things that I thought were interesting this week is there are 8 states that New York has flagged as hotspots, where if you travel from, I think one of them, for example, is Alabama. If you travel from Alabama and you want to go to New York, you better have a long-ass vacation because you're supposed to be quarantined for 14 days. That's just going to reduce travel even more. And what I'm what I see this as, again, is a data point, but this is likely a trend, right? As we go through this, more and more states kind of pick up. Uh, we're going to see other states kind of close. I don't know. Is closing borders the right word? Probably not the right word, but there's just going to be additional reasons not to travel, right? So staycations and things of that nature. But again, unfortunately, I think that's a trend that continues. I think there will be some other states that bring this out. Like I wouldn't be shocked if New Jersey did the same thing, as New York and New Jersey often kind of follow the same trend line. So we got to watch that, because that will have ripple impacts on travel and things of that nature. Um, what else? Cruise lines and airlines down again. It seems like people are finally realizing that going after companies that are losing billions of dollars is not a good idea. This really, as I brought up many times, has felt like 99 to me, where companies were losing money every transaction. It's what's happening in the cruise lines and airlines. They've issued debt, they've issued common shares. There's not a lot going on there, and they probably have to raise money. So, there have been gambling, speculating, whatever you want to call it, in these stocks. And hey, if you called it right, it's just like putting a big chip stack on black or red. When you get it right, you feel like a genius, but eventually the market spanks you. I've shared with you my personal struggles with this. We were right for nearly 2 years, and then suddenly we weren't. And when you're wrong, it goes fast. Back to leadership in California. Disneyland has had to delay its opening, even though I believe Disneyland has proven around the world that they've had practice at opening at reduced occupancies. They've had practice at, it has practiced at cleaning and all of these things. So to think that California wants to once again delay commerce just shows how anti, just anti everything our governor is. So that's unfortunate. We had some more bankruptcies in the last 24 or 48 hours. Again, this is struggling retailers for the most part. GNC has filed for bankruptcy, along with Chuck E. Cheese. Man, Chuck E. Cheese going bankrupt. Again, bankruptcy is not a horrible thing, right? It's part of our capitalist system. It frankly should happen. Frankly, a lot more companies should be in bankruptcy today. We have a lot of zombie, um, things going on in a lot of zombie companies because of the Fed, which is unfortunate. They're picking winners and losers, and clearly GNC and Chuck E. Cheese did not make the cut. But I suspect they will come out stronger. To that end, think Albertsons. If you don't know who Albertsons is, they're a grocery store chain, kind of an umbrella company. And they're coming out of bankruptcy, I think tomorrow. I think they're pricing today. I think they will trade tomorrow. And again, they will be a stronger company for it, having paired debt and things of that nature. So again, this could help GNC, could help Chuck E. Cheese be stronger and better coming out of it, but it certainly does not feel good today. On that lines, Macys is laying off another 4,000, I think it's 3,900 people in corporate. And, they've acknowledged they're just going to be a smaller company when all this is said and done. Looks like sports is coming back, right? We have the NBA, which we talked about kind of end of July. I am nervous given their plan to be in Florida, given what's going on there. A couple of more players get this, and you could quickly see that not happen. But Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is coming out with a 60-game season. So it will be interesting. Something I first thought of in a 60-game season in baseball is is baseball usually 162 games, I think? 162 seem 151? I don't know. Big ass number. I wonder if there's a baseball player that gets hot and hits 400. Right, 400 is, hit 4 out of every 10. It hasn't been done, I believe, since Ted Williams. I think the closest was George Brett back in the day at like 393. Anyways, it's really, really hard to do. So I wonder if there's a statistical thing going on there. So we'll see what happens. Facebook, again, has admitted that these advertisers that are boycotting has at least caught their attention. I do not think it's big enough yet to cause earnings misses, but it has caught their attention, which is step one. They held a call with over 200 advertisers, and one of the questions was, how should we trust our brands on your platform, given all the hate that you're spreading? I'm like, ooh, there's a meaty question. So Facebook is, you know, I think Facebook is paying attention, and it could be interesting to see where they go in the short term, because again, if they're bringing that up on a call with advertisers, their executives are sitting around the table going, we better do something, because if this boycott picks up, it will start impacting shares. And then another one that's coming out of bankruptcy is PG&E. That's a local Bay Area kind of utility. It was unfortunately the cause of some pretty significant, would you call them forest fires? I don't know, let's call them fires, several years ago. And it looks like they're coming out. They're issuing 4 billion common shares. I think it prices tonight and comes out tomorrow. Again, bankruptcy is a part of the capitalist system. And I think what the Fed is doing today is a disservice to the capital system, because again, we're creating and extending zombie companies and not letting the system, frankly, revitalize companies that shouldn't exist. We're misallocating capital. Capital is cheap, and we're just throwing it around. So it's going to be interesting times. But most important news of the day, I can't believe I almost missed this, was KB Homes. KB Homes stock greatly disappointed what is going on. And it goes against a lot of what you and I have been hearing. And that is that new homes are flying off the shelf. Again, we talked about this Wednesday, right? Where new homes, but remember, new homes were purchase contracts, not closings. Very different from Tuesday, which were actually closings for existing homes. These were just signed contracts. KB Homes had 43% cancellation in May. They had a 57% decline in orders. That is not good. They had all kinds of a bad quarter. And from my memory, I haven't researched this in general, KB Homes is, when you put them on tiers, they're typically first-time homeowners. At least that's what they are around where I live. They may be different across the country. But if KB Homes, who is the producer of first-time homebuyer homes, misses that bad, has a cancellation rate of over 40%, man, I'm guessing we shouldn't trust that new home purchases that we talked about the last 2 Wednesdays that were surprises. So again, that was a big miss, and I think it's going to take down all the new homes around. So in the end, that's what I got for you today. It is Thursday, so of course we will be interviewing Jonathan Twomley here shortly. Remember, we need 100 thumbs up. And again, I want to talk to you on Saturday. So leave your questions below, any of the comments, and we will do our best to answer them on Saturday. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Take care. Bye.